Hello and welcome to For the Story, the only podcast that's hosted by a couple of real-life adult man-children. My name's Avery.
Ash couldn't be here. He's not a man-child.
Oh, yes, he is.
I'm a big boy.
That's right. Internet's most famous man-children.
God, I fucking wish. God, what I would...
Actually, even worse. Internet's least favorite man-children. Famous.
I was going to say least favorite's probably Jake and the other Paul.
Oh, yeah. They are man-children, too.
Yeah.
They're very rich.
Which is why I'm changing my name to Jake Paul.
And I'm changing my name to Paul Jake.
I think the brother's name's Logan.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Well, the one brother has two first names.
Yeah, Logan Paul
Actually,
and Jake
I guess they
Paul.
both have two first names, huh?
So it's actually three guys.
Yeah, probably.
Paul,
Jake, and Logan.
Yeah, Paul lives inside of the bodies of both of those man-children.
And with those powers combined, they equal one decent boxer. Do you know about that? They're into boxing now.
Yeah. They keep trying to fight like actual people after they fought. I think they fought like
one guy and won. Who was like a real D tier boxer.
Yeah, and then he also fought Nate Robinson, who is a literal 5'7", like 40-year-old ex-NBA player.
Oh no!
And beat him. It's like, okay, yeah, dude, good job, bro.
Yeah, so they're calling out like Conor McGregor now, who's like a legitimate boxer and will probably murder him. Either one of them, whichever one it is. That's doing the boxing.
He's so insane. He's did you see the video of him like running onto like his opponent's bus and like throwing chairs at it? That is pretty nuts. It's almost like you have to be a psychopath to do fighting sports.
Yeah, seriously. That's really what it comes down to. That's the reality
Wanting
here, isn't
to
it?
hurt people's.
It's just
weird.
like pretty bizarre. And like being cool with getting injured yourself is a little I don't know.
I can't really talk about that one. I've been like lifting through injuries for like 3 weeks now.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, like putting yourself intentionally in harm's way for a fight. Like I wonder where that starts, right? Like does it start with like trying to prove that you're manlier than other people and then you find out you're good at it?
Yeah, it's like a mixture of that and like I'm guessing paint chips.
the whole lead theory we've discussed. That could be what it is. Yeah. Who knows?
In Ireland. They've had some hard times. Thanks, Margaret Thatcher.
They eat asbestos over there.
I think it's pronounced asparagus.
Oh, thank you. You're right. Silly me. I'm always mixing the two up. Dinner's a weird time.
You ready for some asparagus? Why is this gray?
It's heat insulating asparagus.
Man, I can't believe it. My insides are going to be so warm.
Dude, it's good. Yeah, it keeps you warm in the harsh Texas winter. What was it? It was like 75 degrees today.
Yeah,
it's the middle of
like
December.
It's gotten down there. It's gotten to freezing technically.
I think it dips below it very briefly, but it doesn't stay below freezing ever.
Oh no.
Like there's no prolonged enough amount of time for like stuff to actually freeze.
This one girl I dated here in Texas would always tell me about how like the place she lived, because she didn't have like proper heating, would get down to like 20 degrees, and I was like, huh. And you're like, yeah, it never gets below like 40. It's like
it doesn't.
Getting a lot of mixed signals here.
Yeah, I mean, like also we live in a city, so there's like the urban heat bubble effect. Have you ever heard of that?
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, so it's like so the urban heat bubble effect.
Yeah.
Welcome to our movie podcast.
we do have movies. We have 4 movies this week.
Yeah, you got to remind me what they are.
So one was like, so we watched Pet Sematary 2.
Oh my God, that's right.
We watched Age of Summer. We watched How to Talk to Girls at Parties, and we watched Honey.
Yeah, I have a Honey, which we just watched.
You're saying it right. It's Honey.
Oh, my mistake.
It's just got to be like way too forward in your mouth, and your mouth needs to feel wetter because you said it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's happening. This is awesome.
Dude, I
think I liked Honey, honestly.
You would.
Yeah, just randomly. Well, I like Jessica Alba.
Like a lot of things, Avery. We're not calling you out publicly. It's not that podcast. It's a different podcast I have.
The Call You Out Publicly podcast.
It's the Shit Talk Avery behind it.
You have it with like everyone I've ever met. You get like my ex-girlfriends from high school on there.
They're all really nice. She says hi, by the way.
Great. Okay, you're coming up here.
We're not doing this today. We got a baby.
Yeah.
We got a baby mode, lock down the cat, so he's a good boy.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the 4 we watched. Were there any other movies that you saw?
Yeah, so I want to talk about one that needs to be talked about because I can't believe it was released to a major streaming service.
Okay.
So Shudder has recently, within the last like year and a half, 2 years, acquired the Creep Show. Like a franchise, I guess you could say. They're producing their own Creep Show. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like there's like a couple episodes that were like really good. Like
I remember we have put that on before and it's been fine. It's
the first episode is like really good and then they get worse as the season goes along because they front load them. They don't expect you to make it all the way to the end.
It's like it's the urban terrible TV show bubble effect.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. And but since they have the Creep Show like franchise rights or something, they're distributing Creep Show now, which was anthology movies that came out in like the 80s that were written by Stephen King. And I think Stephen King's probably a producer on it to some extent. I'm sure he gets some like royalties from it or something.
Some kind of credit on it for sure.
But what they did recently, and I think they're starting to lean into the absolute absurdity of like low budget horror, like really well. And Shudder's always been really good at that.
Yeah. Probably Tubi's accelerated it.
Yeah. Tubi's.
The Tubi effect.
Dude, Tubi's something. The urban Tubi bubble effect.
Everything's a bubble effect, and it's all urban, baby.
And it's all Tubi, baby.
Sponsor us, Tubi, or I'm gonna cry.
Yeah. So Shudder put to their platform a Christmas holiday special.
Always a bad idea.
They did an animated one for Halloween, which I didn't watch because I don't care about the animated stuff, Creep Show stuff. I just don't. This one was fully live acted.
Hell yeah.
It was called Shapeshifters Anonymous.
Okay.
Which, I think shapeshifters, I think Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. Santa will have to shift his shape to get into chimneys, let alone how now no one owns a chimney anymore.
So here's the thing. It's worse than that.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically what it is it's a guy. He goes to the doctor because he starts I'm going to fully spoil this, by the way.
Oh, I don't give a literal shit.
Yeah. He goes to the doctor because he's like finding weird stuff in his crap. Like in his shit.
Oh, okay.
Like buttons and zippers and change and stuff. And he's like, what the hell is going on? So he goes into the doctor, and just like in Doolittle, there's a scene where a doctor pulls stuff out of somebody's ass. And it's, buttons
did they
and
rip
zippers.
It off?
I don't know. It's impossible to tell. But no, they pull stuff out of his ass. It's just random stuff. And so he thinks he's a werewolf because he's having blackouts and like waking up in the morning and like barfing up like earrings and shit. And he's like, this is ridiculous because he thinks he's eating people. So he goes to a Shapeshifters Anonymous like support group. He's just like, I think this is bullshit, whatever. And there's some flashbacks, but basically it turns out he actually is a werewolf, and there's a whole cast of people who are also shape-shifting. One guy turns into a turtle. One guy's a wereboar.
Oh,
and there's a sexy were-cheetah lady, and she's the lady who barfs at the beginning of Pitch Perfect.
Oh, I've never seen Pitch Perfect.
Oh, you've seen this lady though. I think she's also in Kick-Ass 2 or...
Does she play Little Bitch?
No, it's not Little Bitch. But and so they fight Santa Claus, or no, they fight Saint Nick, who, yeah, exactly.
This is a fucking headache.
Yeah, it's a fever dream.
I love it.
It's one of those things where we've discussed weaponized nonsense before, where it understands that it's completely absurd and it's unapologetic in how absurd it gets, and it's terrible. It's great. So they fight Saint Nick, who has Satan's claws, and that's why people called him Santa Claus.
Boo.
And he has an army.
Hey, dude, do you think in 2020 anyone's realized that Santa's an anagram for Satan? Do you think anyone's ever fucking thought of that before?
And he has an army of mall Santas that attack the shapeshifters because Santa's main duty is to hunt down shapeshifters.
It's tight as hell.
Yeah, and so they fight him, and that's it.
All right.
Yeah. and there's a plenty of absurdity.
Nice.
I would say, I don't know if I can even recommend it. I was like, as I was watching, I was like, this is the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen, which is a good thing because embarrassing stuff is funny.
Yeah.
but I don't know if I can recommend it earnestly to anyone.
That's fair.
So that's what I watched. What about you?
I watched Never Going Back, which is an A24 movie. I would describe it as like being like yoga hosers if done properly. Kitty, don't bite my feet. I know you want to bite my feet. Yoga hosers plus Spring Breakers. It's essentially about like girls who live in like bumfuck Texas, hate their lives, live with like, it's like two girls, they're not related, they live in the same room. And then they're like one of their brothers and their friend also live in the same room. Like it's kind of that situation. And they decide that they're going to go to Galveston, Texas to the beach for one of their birthdays. And it's kind of cutting it close on rent money.
Yeah.
Then a whole bunch of bad events happen, which makes them lose their jobs, their remaining money, and they get fucking arrested.
Hell yeah.
And then they end up robbing like some guy. But like it's fucking great. Like
that is like Spring Breakers.
It is like Spring Breakers, but they have like I would say they have the chemistry that they were going for with Yoga Hosers. Like those two characters, like what they wanted that to be was actually what they had in this movie.
Yeah.
There are like so many great parts of it because like cops come by after they get robbed. The cops like, you boys share the same room? You couple of homosexuals? It's like, no, dude. Why? And he's like, well, you have a problem with homosexuals? They're like, what? We're just not homos, dude. 'Cause I'm a homosexual. And it's just like this really awkward scene. And then they're like, no, dude, like I'd kiss a dude. Like, it's just like,
that's awesome.
So funny. It was actually a really good movie. A24, pretty classic. One of their indie movies. Because I got 1 free month of Showtime, which has so many of like the weird ones that I've never seen of A24.
Yeah, Showtime's got a smattering of pretty bizarre stuff.
Honestly, we've been killing it with it though.
Yeah, we got like three
of our 4 movies were from Showtime.
Yeah, like good ones in a row.
Yeah,
which is big.
That's huge.
Well, because like with Tubi's, we've been, I don't know, have we been? I think we're just over the Tubi garbage. Like, because there is a garbage
it's just
shot
like
on digital awful formula.
A lot of them are kind of unwatchable. Yeah. And honestly, anything that gives us kind of recompense that maybe we might find something we actually enjoy.
Yeah.
Tubi, it's like 5 movies before we find something that we
Yeah,
really
you have to go through. It's like Tubi's philosophy is definitely quantity over quality.
I also think we have inostensibly fucked up the algorithm.
You've like
on Tubi
system wide for every user on Tubi.
My mom, no, just for us. I mean, I went over to my mom's place and set up her TV, and I'm like, here's Tubi. Enjoy. There are a couple good movies on there that you'll like, and like bad reality TV if you want to watch that.
They got just such a great, because there is like good movies on there too.
Oh, there are, and like
that's what's cool.
Her like automatic algorithm. Fucking beautiful. I was like, I didn't even know these movies were on here.
But we dug deep
into
the bowels of Tubi and watched like the lowest budget horror and rom-coms, and now we're just not. That's like all we're getting, because I guess Tubi thinks that that's what we like. That is what we like.
Yeah,
but
I've just gotten over my. I mean, I did watch all the Noah Centineo movies on Netflix.
The what?
No, that guy who you think looks like Andrew Garfield. The rom-com guy, the one who was gigoloed in that one.
He does, dude. He looks a lot like Andrew Garfield.
He really does the same facial expressions.
He really does.
Yeah.
Like they have very similar mannerisms. They don't actually like look that similar, but they must have had like the same acting coach or some shit, because they have very similar mannerisms.
Yeah, and he just plays the same character in every fucking movie.
Yeah. Well, he also gets typecast as those kind of Andrew Garfield characters as well, which I think is another layer.
Rom-commy than Andrew Garfield ever was.
Andrew Garfield had like a potential at a legitimate career.
I mean, like, I think he still has it. I don't think it's over for him. I don't think he's going to go the Tobey Maguire route, where it's just like he's not in movies anymore. I don't know. I haven't seen him in anything in a while. Yeah, 2016 is the most recent movie I've seen him in. That was like Under the Silver Lake. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Other than that, yeah, I mean, like, I think they're gonna dig him up, because I think ultimately Sony's gonna do a Into the Spider-Verse 2 where they get like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland.
kind of a good idea. I really hope they do it.
I can't. I did watch a lot of movies. I also watched The Witches, which is terrible.
Yeah, I caught a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I remember I like walked in and I was like, wait, we've seen this before. And then you were like, yeah, it's a remake of that one that we watched like way forever ago.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no.
And Anne Hathaway has among the worst accents of all time.
Yeah.
She like says Gorlick. And all kinds of shit.
You're gonna make me spit, dude.
Sorry. Dude, I want
Gorlick.
No Gorlick in the sop. Like it was just like 20 different voice coaches told her that she was doing a different accent.
20 different voice coaches told her she was doing a good job.
Oh, and I also watched the BVS 3-hour edition.
Oh yeah, I caught at least half of that.
We're gonna have to.
I think
we'll talk about it at a later day because I think we are doing like a whole thing for Wonder Woman, and I think we'll probably revisit BVS when we get to the Justice League.
I think that's a good idea because there is a full or a Snyder cut of Justice League coming out. We've talked about it a couple times. It's supposed to be like 4 hours long.
Yeah. Like, who's directing it? Ari Aster?
Yeah.
Is it a horror comedy?
Yeah. I don't get, like, I'm trying to think, like, who in their right fucking mind is asking for that?
Here's the thing. If you're a director and you want to if you want to make a movie that's over 3 hours, go fuck yourself.
You got to have like something to freaking say, dude.
Like, it needs to be 100% earned.
And Justice League, Aquaman, those movies don't have something to say.
No. And like fucking like on a rewatch, Watchmen barely had anything to say.
Yeah.
Like fucking
Watchmen's okay.
No. It's a very enjoyable movie. Yeah. Does it have anything to say? Like, I'm just like looking at Zack Snyder's fucking discography. I'm just like, yeah, dude, sorry, you're not writing Bohemian Rhapsody. You're not like,
he thinks watching that Batman versus Superman, he thought he had something real profound to say.
And he like, all the good ideas are just like, hey, let's take 2 seconds to talk about him. And then actually, no, Batman has a gun now.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, like, there's just so many failures on every level.
Oh.
It's like, Ben Affleck is the absolute worst choice. You're like such a terrible choice to play Batman. And like, the thing is like,
we were talking about alternates and we had some good ideas.
I can't even remember who we said now.
Yeah, but we had some ideas and there were some decent ones.
Yeah, but like, I don't know why they went with him. And it's like, I guess it was a name is all I can think. Yo, he's going to pull in your cable.
Oh, he's fine. Yeah. And then fucking Gal Gadot, Gal Gadot, it was like such like melted butter in that movie.
Yeah.
I have so much to say about the movie. We'll talk about it another time.
Yeah,
we got to get into our big movies. Which one do you want to talk about first?
I forget what they are already.
Okay. So we got Pet Sematary 2.
Let's start there.
All right, let's start with that one.
All right, so there's a cop, and he kills his kid's dog, and they put in the pet cemetery. Credits, and it comes back, and it's evil. No, Pet Sematary 2 was actually kind of good.
Yeah, it was like weirdly.
We had very low expectations.
Yeah, I mean it's Pet Sematary 2.
Like the first one's okay.
Yeah, it's like not I mean, fucking both versions, the old one and the new one, both aren't amazing.
Yeah,
it's not definitely not Stephen King's strongest like to film adaptation.
It's one of his more memorable ones, I think, but
sure.
I don't think on rewatch it holds up very well.
It's yeah.
Maybe it's me. Could be it's me. I don't know.
Yeah,
he has better movies out there.
Yeah, like Children of the Corn 2.
Oh my God.
No,
I forgot. There are a couple of those, aren't there?
Yeah, there are. But Pet Sematary 2 isn't actually based on a Stephen King book, which I think kind of did it a favor.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it is based on Pet Sematary.
Yeah.
It's still the same like world.
And
it's the same
rules,
town.
Yeah.
Exactly. Same rules. It's almost the same story. Like almost, I think our POV character, we kind of have two.
Yeah.
It's the one kid from Terminator 2 and then the chubby kid.
Yep.
Who his dad is a cop.
His stepdad.
Yeah, and his stepdad's such a dickhead too.
Oh, he's the guy from worst. God, his name's like Roger Maury or Stone.
Yeah, he was in Starship Troopers.
Yeah, he was Colonel
like Sergeant Zim. I think he
Okay.
becomes like Commander Zim or something like that.
Invader Zim.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me explain the joke to you, okay, dude?
Yeah, he's a good actor. He was probably the best part
Oh yeah,
of
he
the
was
movie.
fucking crazy. It was great.
Yeah, he was like he really did like so overacted just every aspect of the role of drunken stepdad. So basically, they start where the fat kid's drunken stepdad kills his dog in like just the most horrific sociopathic. Like the dog's just like outside barking so it can get let in.
Yeah.
And the drunk cop dad is like, I'm gonna kill that fucking dog because he's like about to get laid.
Oh yeah, they're making whoopee.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're getting jiggy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Does that make you horny, baby?
Oh.
The perfect Austin Powers. God. What are you talking about?
And so he's like, I'm going to kill that kid's dog. And so we were like, oh my God, he's just going to go and yell at the kid and make him bring it in. But no, he gets his fucking rifle and he's like loading it. He's like, that's the last fucking time. You never see this dad like get angry at the dog before this at all.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's just how he solves problems. Well, he just gets his fucking gun and shoots his son's dog.
We are one for the joke where the horrific joke that we make, which is, based on the fact that cops kill a dog like every 24 minutes in the United States. Every time there's a cop like running into a scene, they're like, where's
the cop? Where's the dogs?
Where's the dog?
Hey, you guys got any dogs? I like the joke that they're like itching, like they're addicted to it.
Like they have a quota they have to meet. Like my boss is going to kill me if I can't find a dog.
I only got a minute.
But
you guys got any dogs?
We literally went about 20 minutes after he killed the dog. And then Avery was like, wait, he's a cop and he killed the dog.
Because we make it in every movie whenever there's a cop, and we forgot to. The time that it was a cop that actually killed a dog.
Dude, we're killing
I can't believe we missed it. Well, the joke started flowing after that.
Oh, yeah.
And we were just like, dude, no way.
Like, it was almost better that we forgot it, like the one time that it would have worked.
Yeah, it is. You're right. And so that happens. The Terminator 2 kid and the fat kid bury the dog, and then the dog comes back, and the dog's obviously acting all weird. It like murders some kittens, which not cool.
Yeah,
but it's it's a movie. It's pet murder. It's Pet Cemetery. That's the point. That's how they're trying to get you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Yeah. And then the demon dog kills cop dad.
Yep.
And they put his dad in the pet cemetery, and he comes back and he's fucking weird. It's like
he's just like
awesome.
Handfuls of mashed potatoes in the mouth at dinner.
Yeah. Like he's psychotic.
It's fucking great though. But it's like
fun performance.
It's
all
like
around.
Yeah, it's super fun. It's kind of tame for most of it. Like he goes off the deep end. It's like there are moments where you're like, this guy become like more tight.
Yeah, he got cooler. Like I think that there was a point where like the T2 kid is like hanging out with him, and it's just like, man, your dad got cooler. And we were like, maybe like if you're a dickhead in real life and you get buried in the pet cemetery, you come back as a nice person. We were like, maybe that's how it works, but no, he ends up just being a horrible dickhead still.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he kills one of like the bully kids by like revving a dirt bike on the kid's face, and it like smears him all over the ground. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
There's some fun, stupid, gory kills in there.
Yeah, there were. And it was like, they had like one can of SpaghettiOs, and they really made it last for the whole movie.
Yeah, like all of the blood looked like pasta sauce. It was great.
Yeah, it was fucking cheap as hell. I loved it.
Cheap as hell, like really simple. Like, it didn't try to be grandiose compared to the first one. They just did the first one again with some slight variables. Like T2 kid, his dad is a veterinarian who takes over like the veterinarian. I guess that is something that's established in the first movie. I don't remember. But his mom's dead. And so they bury his mom in the pet cemetery to bring her back. And she's like crazy and wants him to die. And it was towards the end of this movie that I realized that I had seen it before.
Yeah. Like literally 3 minutes before it was over, you're like, I've seen this, dude.
Yeah.
Like, cool.
I realized, because there was like one scene specifically. It was when the T2 kid was all dressed up in the tux and they were going out to the pet cemetery with Commander Zim. And they were burying his mom. And I was like, oh my God, I actually remember this.
Yeah.
And it It was one that got like on rotation on the Sci-Fi Channel
Yeah.
for forever. So it was one that would come around every so often. There was a whole bunch of movies like that were like cheap to license.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which same reason Tubi has it.
Yeah.
You know, and cheap to license, and they can run them on a weekend, and people watch commercials. You know, that's how it is.
Yeah. So those are one Tubi movie of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a little weird for us.
Yeah.
A little
Turning
weird.
over a new leaf. We,
Yeah.
you know, all it takes
Well,
is.
we'll run out of stuff on Showtime. Don't worry.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I'm going to pay for it past the first month. So
Yeah, well.
they don't have Curb Your Enthusiasm, which is the only reason I have HBO Max.
Yeah, fair enough.
But so we have a couple other movies. Age of Summer. We have How to Talk to Girls at Parties, and we have Honey. Which one do you want to talk about next?
Let's talk about let's just go in the order we watched them. Let's talk about How to Talk to Girls at Parties.
Yeah.
Had almost nothing to do with how to talk. I thought I was going to get some handy information out of this.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a how-to guide. I was thinking Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide.
I honestly read the title wrong, and I thought it was How to Talk to Girls at Parties.
Nice, dude.
So this is another A24.
So we were both way confused.
yeah. I was just like, when are they going to start making meat?
It never happened. You were disappointed.
Yeah.
This was an A24 one. Definitely one of their less marketed ones, because
Yeah.
I've never heard of this movie.
Yeah, it's starring Elle Fanning, Renee Zellweger's in it.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the list.
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman. Sorry.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the
The
recognizable
famous,
actors.
yeah.
Yeah.
I had no idea Nicole Kidman was British. I still don't think she is.
All right, fair enough. Next.
Yeah. Elle Fanning, if you guys listen to our Neon Demon episode, she is Neon Demon. She is the lead actress in that movie. Mm-hmm. And I think these movies came out sort of around the same time.
Because she kind of plays a similar character, someone who's a fish out of water and then adapts to the style of the place that she's in.
Yeah.
But she plays an alien.
Yes. Which is perfect for her, because she looks like an alien.
She does.
No, she's a beautiful actress. She has a different look to her.
Like an ethereal, off-worldly beauty.
Yes, very, very foreign alien.
Like not from here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not from this world.
Yeah. Her looks are out of this world.
Oh, boom, dude.
I roasted her, and she'll maybe date me.
Oh, God. My Dahmer glasses.
But yeah, so this movie centers around a punk named N or Henry.
Yes. His full name is Henry, but he goes by N, which doesn't make any sense.
N. Oi, N.
We get. God.
And
This movie's so British.
Yeah, dude. The first 20 minutes were really hard. Like once Elle Fanning came in and there was like a little bit of balance where it's like she also doesn't know what the fuck he's saying.
Yeah.
It was great.
That worked. But dude, like it was one of those ones where their accents were so thick. I was like, thank God everything has subtitles nowadays, because I wouldn't have understood a word that they were saying.
Yeah.
And, like, how is it even the same language? It's freaking unreal.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's so hard to like, I don't know. I'm also pretty bad with accents.
Yeah.
So it could just be me partially too.
I'm perfect at accents,
Yeah,
and we've established that. Listen to our D&T podcast if you want to hear that. But yeah, so it centers around these punks.
They do punk things. Like that was some of my favorite stuff. Was when the punk aesthetic and the punk settings were all very cool.
Oh God, yeah, they had so many good like
rad locations.
Yeah,
there was like that abandoned like apartment building or something. It looked like it could have been like maybe
a former prison.
Yeah, or something like that they were using, that the punks they had like couches and shit in there, and they like loaded it up and had concerts there and shit.
Yeah,
it was fucking cool.
Yeah,
it was a good score. I have a feeling that the majority of the movie was shot there.
Yeah.
They probably rented it for super cheap because it's just an abandoned building, and they just had to talk to like the city or something.
Yeah, the internal and external shots there a lot. It looked like.
And then they also had the big ass house that the aliens all lived in.
Oh my God, so crazy.
I really like how they did the way they did the aliens in this. Reminded me a lot of Star Trek, the original series.
I was going to say Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, a little bit like that too. Yeah, which is kind of like loosely based on a Star Trek. And the reason I say that is because like they were just people that were dressed up in weird clothes, and you're like, that's alien enough.
Yeah,
like you bought it. It was good enough.
Yeah, it was great.
I mean, like that coupled with like a weird way of phrasing things and like some just odd trippy visuals, and it also looked like it was from the 60s. They did like a 60s psychedelic thing.
Yeah, and like the thing is like it was perfect because they were just different enough to seem alien without having to like have like someone in a green suit like walking around. You know, it's like they were people who were trying to disguise themselves as people.
Yeah,
and they were just hanging out at this party.
And there were like various colonies, and they
each one had like different uniform almost. Like
like they all had different colors.
The blue one, the orange one, white one.
Yeah, they called them like clans or something like that.
It was colonies.
It was something like that. And they all like they kind of dull that information to you out very slowly, and you figure out like what their structure is, and like
until like the end where they're like, here's the lore dump.
Yeah, and then they do the lore dump at the end. But you get to, I think like some of our favorite stuff that we discussed was like Anne meets Elle Fanning when they're at I forget her character's name is Zan.
Yeah.
Because they wander in thinking that it's an after party. They wander into this alien house.
Yeah. Because they went to like a punk show and they thought that this was the location of the after party.
And like that was some of the most fun stuff too visually. They were like the one kid's like dancing all weird with the aliens, and then the one kid
is just getting like literally
raped. Yeah. And it's pretty horrific. But there's some good like goofy humor that comes from it, which is probably in poor taste, but
it's definitely in poor taste. But yeah, and the way they kind of dole out that party and they all kind of get split up because they establish like, oh, and he's like the kind of guy to go into the kitchen and like meet whoever's mom is at the party and learn about her salad dressing or whatever. And he literally is like, after a certain point, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go find the kitchen. Like, he goes and does it. He meets Elle Fanning, and she's kind of having a crisis of faith.
Yeah, because she wants to be individual, and like her whole colonies thing is like they take pride in their individuality,
but they like are locked in this house.
Yeah, so she wants to go and experience things in the real world or in the human world.
Yeah,
and some of the stuff we liked the most about that was like Zan and Anne, they start becoming very close friends, and then they're like attracted to each other and stuff. And it was like kind of like when you date a girl and you introduce her to your weird fucking friends, and like she's just like totally not on that level.
Yeah.
But it turns out she kind of kicks ass. She does like a punk show and stuff, and like she's getting integrated. I thought that all of that was really cool. And I think the fish out of water stuff worked really well in this, some of the better stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that their arc generally was pretty good between the two. I think they had pretty decent on-screen chemistry.
I think so too,
considering like how the characters were supposed to be. And then they discover, so they think that they don't even think that she's an alien the whole movie. They think she's in a cult.
Yes. But that doesn't really ever really pay off, I don't think. I think that they just, like, I think like N kind of knows, but he doesn't care because he just cares about Zan.
Yeah.
Which is good.
But then eventually it comes out that like, oh yeah, the leaders, the parent teachers, as they call them, of the colonies,
they eat the young children.
Yeah.
And they call it the eating.
Yeah.
And that's how they keep their species alive.
And like, well, it's the opposite. Like eventually they do the lore dump, and the whole idea is like the parent teachers eat all the kids, and then like the oldest guy eats all the parents, and then he consumes himself, and it's like a commentary against gerontocracy.
Oh yeah, we did discuss that a little bit.
Yeah
Interesting.
So it's because the whole idea of punk is rebellious youth. And
that's right.
Yeah. So like there was like literally a fascist caste system that was based around like the old people, gerontocracy.
Yeah.
But where you don't have a say. Yeah, it was kind of cool. I like that metaphor. It's just they literally stood around and discussed it for 10 minutes.
Yeah, the end
really
like
slowed it down.
I was really hoping, because the description of the movie, and like I kind of get this movie's a very hard movie to describe in like a catch, like a poll quote or whatever, or just like some
Small
like a description.
synopsis,
Yeah, it's very difficult. but the way they made it sound was that there was going to be like an all-out battle between the punks and the aliens, and like the punks end up like going to the alien house and like
punching them and like
punching
tweaking
them,
nipples and shit.
yeah,
and
just like goofy shit like that. And they get, in the end, the punks and the aliens, they start to like get along. They're like palling around and hanging out, and like they're all like smoking weed in like the foyer of the alien house or whatever. And like I thought that was like really fun, how even though they're so far removed from each other, they found common ground and like kind of, they're like, yeah, you guys are kind of cool.
Yeah.
So,
and another big positive, we didn't even talk about it, but Zan's character, or Zan, she gets pregnant, and like that's where the real
it's like when they it's very innocent. It's like it happens because they like sing together on stage and have like an awesome moment.
Yeah,
and
they did really crazy trippy visuals during it too.
Only like CG in the whole movie too.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of a cool use of it.
Yeah, it's like they went all the way with their visuals, and I think it was a cool idea.
Yeah.
And it was really just a cute movie. When it came down to it, it was like just about two people who cared about each other. Almost a little like Romeo and Juliet.
A little bit of that
in there.
Yeah.
Like a sprinkling of that. Like they're two totally different worlds. They can't be together because of, she's duty bound to her colony and he's duty bound to his punks. Whatever.
And then but she ends up going off world when they all fucking jump off a building.
Yeah. And then she's gone. And then years later, he's doing a book signing because he becomes a famous graphic novelist.
Yeah. Where he like writes about this exact story.
Yeah. And then all of his kids, they all wear green because they invent like a new colony or whatever, that Zan's the mother of, and he meets all his kids, and it's really kind of sweet.
And
wraps it up really well.
We were talking about like the makeup they did on him, so subtle, so good.
Yeah, like oh my god, they like all they really did was like change his haircut because he was supposed to be like 15 years older, like or something like that. It was like 15 years later or something like that, and
they give him like a John Lennon glasses and like
they did a good job of making him look older without making it look dumb, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Take note, Harry Potter 7 or 8 or whatever.
Yeah, seriously. Fuck. Oh my god, that's right. I forgot about that. When they're all aged artificially at the end, and it looks terrible.
Yeah,
it's like some of the worst like age makeup ever. Yeah. Well, what can you do?
But yeah, so a fun movie. I really liked it.
Yeah,
it was definitely different.
Yeah, it really like. It was one of the ones where throughout we were like, "Oh, this is a weird movie."
It scratched an itch.
Yeah, like, it was something. It was definitely refreshing. Compared. Stop, cat! God damn it. Yeah, it definitely like was a bit of a refreshing twist to see something that was like totally different than anything we'd seen in a while.
Yeah, we got to pick up the cat because he's being a jerk.
Yeah.
So that was How to Talk to Girls at Parties. Next movie we watched was Age of Summer.
Yeah, this was another random find. That was just like another Showtime find. We were scrolling through and we were like, you know what? That sounds cute.
Yeah.
And it's about a kid who moves to like
Huntington
or Hermosa.
Hermosa Beach. Beach.
And decides to enroll in the junior lifeguard program, him and his friend.
Woods.
And
his name is Minnesota.
Yeah. And and there's like a hot girl that he's all about. She's really good at surfing.
Yeah.
And
he's super awkward.
And he's super awkward.
Barely fucking swim.
Some of my favorites. But yeah, like basically it's about just this kid and him like kind of growing up a little bit and like making like a new group of friends. And that was some of my favorite stuff. Yeah, it was like how he's in this and he's kind of like the dweeby nerd kid.
Yeah,
because he's like the youngest. He's like one of the smaller kids. All the kids are like a little older and like bigger than he is.
So
yeah, go ahead.
Really weird comparison. This movie, Under the Silver Lake, where he's trying to find the answer to the riddle of like why these kids get along. And like there's the mythical creature, the Rock God or the Rock King, which reminded me of the Hobo King a little bit.
Yeah.
And like that whole, there was just like small parallels.
Like,
it was like
urban legends like that are spread from like kid to kid, and it gets diluted and turned into something different and maybe a little like magical seeming throughout. I see it.
Yeah. There's just totally like that whole, and then like the role of homeless people too, I just thought was kind of an interesting, like,
and kind of similar.
Yeah. It was a weird, but it just came to me.
Yeah. That I see exactly what you mean. Also, it takes place in LA. It's super saturated. Like this is one of the most colorful movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it looked beautiful.
It did.
Like, it really did.
It really
it
made
was
the water pop, which is necessary in this kind of movie.
Yeah, I mean, like, that was like the water was like such a big part of the movie.
Yeah.
Being lifeguards, you know. You are not allowed. You're wriggling. You're in a full baby lockdown mode. He's like, no.
Yeah, he doesn't even know he's a baby. Yeah. But this movie, I wouldn't say anything like really crazy. Like there are certain things that were like kind of weird, like his relationship with his friend Woods.
Oh yeah,
it was like kind of a bummer how they.
It was a little bit of a bummer, but I mean, like, it was definitely intentional.
Yeah,
or I don't know. But like, maybe they were just like, we got to get this kid out of here because he's getting contrary to the ending of the movie. But like, basically, he's always like sticking up for this kid because Woods is always getting bullied by like the same kids and just like getting his ass kicked. Yeah. And Minnesota's always coming in and like, you know, putting up a fight on this kid's behalf.
Kicking their ass too. Like, it was really funny because like Minnesota would run in and like knock them all down. And he's like, what is that? Your boyfriend, little girly boy? And then it's like, dude, he just kicked your ass.
Like all three of your asses. And he takes like punches for Woods and stuff like that. And but Woods is always like judging him for the decisions he makes, so it's kind of like he's like holding him back a little bit. And but he like kind of like there's a point where he like freaks out of him in front of or freaks out at him in front of like all of their friends. Yeah, and it's a little awkward. It's just like, man, he's your friend. That's not super cool to do in front of everyone.
You know, he always has like a decent reason, which I think is like great, but like he just fucking botches it, and then they like clear it up with a voiceover. But like he's getting beat up again, and his friend, I think his name, what was that guy's name? Started with an M, Marcus or something.
Oh, I don't know.
He was like, you got to let him fight his own battles.
Oh yeah,
and it was like, yeah, it's true. He's also getting like actually hit by these people and crying, and then he's like, and then I never saw him again.
Yeah, that's like literally what happened. He like looks back and like cries, and then walks into he walks towards the ocean, and he's like, I never saw him again. Like, holy crap. No, I think he says like he sees him at school or whatever, but they just grew apart and grew up.
Yeah, I mean, like
it's how it is.
Yeah, it is how it is. I just felt like it was kind of hamstrung in a little way. I mean, like, I get it. Children's fucking friendships are fickle, but still.
Well, this is a coming of age movie, and I think like at its core, and I think sometimes that's like
this movie,
especially when
more
you're
like
younger,
a swinging movie in a lot of ways, but a swinging movie.
Oh, maybe towards the end a little bit.
Yeah, all the romance stuff was kind of weird because like the blonde girl whose I don't remember, like she fucking was like making out with the blonde guy, and then like also him, and like,
they all really.
It's like incestuous.
Got to know each other by the end, but they had like a group of friends. I thought that was some of the coolest stuff. Is that they form a group of friends, even though it doesn't seem like they'll be close at first. Just like I forget what the word is, but it's like when you're nearby people like that are doing something similar to you. If you don't like them at first, chances are you'll end up being friends with them regardless. Yeah. So I thought that was cute. And there was like, oh my goodness, cat.
He's just a baby.
Yeah. He's trying to wriggle away. Go. But
it's one of those toe biters.
Yeah, he is.
It was a cute movie. I mean, I think it had a nice element of pretty much everything where he was like fixated on his bike that got lost and it took him on this whole journey.
I loved that. I like his bike gets stolen. Like at the first scene, you see this kid riding around on his shiny bike. Yeah, just like it's brand new. He just got it. They pause to show you that he's locking it up. Like every time he gets off of it, and it's like that bike's gonna get stolen.
Yeah,
like he cares so much about it. Yeah, totally. And lo and behold, it's like really early in the movie, it gets stolen. And he asks the older kids, like I don't know, I just want my bike back, you know. And they're like sending him on like all these weird errands to like help him out.
He has to like steal a pot plant from
somebody from like Motley Crue or whatever.
Exactly. Just a Motley Crue guy in a man thong.
Yeah, which reminds me of the soundtrack for this movie. Was pretty good.
Yeah, it was just your standard 80s fare.
It takes place in the 80s, and they actually licensed some good 80s songs. They got the Stroke Man song.
Yeah.
I forget what the name of that artist is, but they got that one. He had another really good song too.
Yeah. But yeah, It's cute. It was a cute movie.
Yeah, it really was.
A good coming of age movie, I think, in a lot of ways.
I think what I liked is like he's so fixated on the blonde girl throughout the whole time. He's like not caring about these other girls, and the other girl was totally into him the whole time.
Yeah.
And like once he finally realizes it, he's just like, "What was I thinking?" And it's like,
but then he still ends up with the blonde girl, which was kind of a weird one.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. They should have just made it so like he moved on. I feel like that would have made more sense.
Yeah, especially because she was definitely dating someone else.
Yeah, she was like with the other blonde dude.
Yeah, who kind of looked like they could have been siblings, but that's besides the point.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It was a cute movie. And it was a good follow up to How to Talk to Girls at Parties. Actually,
yeah, it was actually a really good follow up. We watched them back to back.
The other side of the coin. It made me think like, dude, if I like grew up in LA, I would have loved that junior lifeguard shit. Yeah. I would have totally done that. Like I love doing all that stuff in swimming sports and whatnot.
Done a lot of commercials. That's probably what I would have done.
Yeah. Be a commercial actor.
Yeah, I mean, probably. Right? I probably would be Flo right now. The progressive lady.
So.
Hell yeah. Last movie, Honey. Oh, yeah. Honey.
So we watched. This
is your fault.
this was like, honestly,
pretty enjoyable.
I kind of liked it, dude. So we were like, we need something that's 90 minutes. We need one more movie for the podcast.
Yeah.
And we were like going through and we tried to watch, what was it? What the hell was it?
Oh, it was like Fast and the Fear, the DMX Asylum movie, but then we were like, DMX isn't going to be fucking in this.
It was called The Fast and the Fierce Death Race.
Yeah.
And it had DMX's face on it and he was credited. But the first scene like is characters that aren't him. And like, the credits were like, and also DMX.
Yeah. So we were like, no.
He's not going to fucking be in it.
And it's fucking Asylum and like that's a chore.
One fucking scene and they're going to, so they can put his face on the box and try to sell you on it being DMX. And we were like, you know what? Not doing this. You were like, it's not too late. We can stop this movie.
Yeah, it was like a minute 50 in. We were good.
Yeah, we like realized what it was going to be like really quick. We were like, this is just going to be a crappy ripoff. It's not going to be worth it.
Yeah.
DMX isn't, because I really want to see
a DMX starred movie. We should watch Exit Wounds.
Is he in that?
Yeah.
Sweet. We'll watch that. Because DMX is cool as fuck, dude. But we were scrolling through and we found Honey. There's 2 more Honey movies.
Yeah. I'm kind of disappointed we didn't do a Honey retrospective.
Right. Like, but Honey has all-star casts. Genuine, Missy Elliott, Jessica Alba, Lil Romeo, the guy from Dawn of the Dead. What was his name? I recognized him quick. I was like, I'd seen that guy.
Oh, and the guy who played little Tom Hanks in Big.
That's right. He has 2 roles. He was in Honey, and his
name was like John Moscow.
Yeah, John Moscow was his name, which is like such a fake name.
Oh God, such a fake name, and I like. He had a lot of growing up to do.
Yeah.
He'll be Tom Hanks one day.
Yeah, exactly. He grew up to... He didn't look like Tom Hanks. Similar
Tom
haircut.
Hanks? Yeah.
Similar haircut.
He just had he has a lot more of a sharp nostril feature.
Yeah. It's just like, man, that guy's the big leagues.
Damn.
He played little Tom Hanks in Big.
And sleazy music video producer in
That was the
Honey.
funniest thing. That was the funniest fucking thing about that movie was when you were like, you played the little Tom Hanks in Big. I was like, what?
Well, there were a couple really good. So Honey is about Jessica Alba, who's just a girl working at apparently 7 different places.
Yeah.
But she wants to be in hip hop music videos as a dancer.
Yeah. And she's good at dancing, right? She's a good dancer.
Yeah, except
her
facial expressions are nightmarish.
Jessica Alba is a fucking dork.
Oh yeah, she's a
dork, dude.
She's a doofy.
Yeah,
she played Doofy in Scary Movie.
Yeah, another one of those. And like the thing is like we were pretty sure. I think especially as the movie went on, like I was pretty certain that she was doing all the dance moves. But there was a couple where we were like, was that a body double?
Yeah, there were a couple sus moments. Yeah,
it was kind of hard to tell. But like when she was in camera and doing her dance moves, like she was pretty good.
Yeah, she was fun.
She was good. Why not? And so this had to have been a really early role for her. She was only like 22.
Yeah.
This is 2003. This came out.
Yeah.
And so she went on to be in other stuff. She was in
Spy Kids 4.
what's the blue one with Paul Walker?
Into the Blue.
Yeah, the movie's cool. I actually like that movie.
Into the Blue's all right. I'm trying to think. Fantastic Four and Fantastic Four 2.
The classics.
Barely Lethal.
Yeah, Barely Lethal.
We've seen quite a few of her movies. I
Yeah,
guess we've
she's
only
been-
really talked about Barely Lethal and Spy Kids 4.
We also only really talk about like lower budget stuff.
Yeah.
But no, she was a big name in the 2000s, right?
Yeah.
She does stuff.
She owns like a company in Playa Vista.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it's about her dancing. She works at a bar, and when she gets off of work at the bar, she meets up with her friends and they all dance. And then during the daytime, she teaches a dance class at where?
The Rec Center.
At the Rec Center.
Now let me ask you, Avery, what are the two kinds of movies?
There's the Bible and breakdancing to save the Rec Center.
Which one was this one?
This one was the Bible.
And it was obvious as soon as they had a Rec Center. I'm like, this is the Bible.
No, it was so funny. You called it so quick, and you were like, "Is that a Rec Center?" I was just like, "I think that's a Rec Center." And that means, and you were just like, "Oh my God, they're gonna have to dance to save the Rec Center," and that's literally what happened.
Yeah.
Literally, that's
Yeah.
what happened.
Yeah.
And it was great. Jessica Alba, she gets hired because some
fucking creep with like videotaping the fucking club.
he somehow got the security tapes from the club, and he's watching them to like snipe talent.
No, James Franco in Spring Breakers, that guy was videotaping people in the club.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, he literally was.
Oh, that's right. That's why he was walking around with the big ass HD 720p.
Damn, that's the most P there is.
Yeah.
That's so many P.
And so he was shooting them, and then he's just like, I want her.
Her name's Honey Daniels.
Give me Honey Daniels.
I'll take a Honey Daniels. Is that like that's a?
Yeah, I'll get a number 4, a Honey Daniels, a Stormy Daniels.
Does anyone have a Honey Daniels sauce? It's a Jack Daniels and honey.
Oh, nice.
That's reduced. You put it on fish.
Oh, could be good. I don't know.
Probably.
Who am I to judge? So he gets him some Honey Daniels, and she gets a big fat. Well, oh no, she does some dancing, right?
Yeah.
She goes and she tries out, and of course she's instantly great because she's a Mary Sue.
Yeah.
And well, I don't know. They gave her some flaws. She tripped that one time.
Yeah, she
which
did.
I think was actually just Jessica Alba tripping, and
Yeah.
they left it in the movie.
Yeah.
Which is great. She's a fucking dweeb.
Yeah, and like everything works out for her because she moves from dancing to choreography.
Yeah.
And at one point, she sees people playing basketball and steals their dribble moves
Yeah.
as dance moves.
She also steals one of Lil Romeo's moves.
Yeah, because she met Lil Romeo, who was breakdancing outside the club.
Yeah, and he was like, and he was just like, "Yeah, you stole my move," and she was just like, "Yeah, so."
And he's like, am I getting paid for it? She's like, I haven't gotten paid for it.
Yeah,
so.
so you're definitely not. So,
And Lil Romeo's brother character is adorable.
oh my God, dude, like the cutest kid in the world.
So cute.
Like absolute himbo. They like go to the barber shop, and he's just like spitting fire.
Yeah, like the barber's trying to hit on her. He's like, I don't know, maybe you should have more drip, dude. Like
yeah,
me.
dude.
Like
It freaking. Oh, we were like, damn, this kid's getting it early.
damn, he's got
Some
so
people
much
learn,
game.
Yeah, like some people learn skills like that at a really young age, I guess. Freaking adorable
yeah, he
kid.
was
God
so
damn.
cute.
All of the choreography with all the kids was freaking cute,
Yeah.
dude. Like they're all ages. There were like some young kids, some teen kids. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's adorable.
Yeah, and the choreography in general is pretty good. I mean,
would
there was
say
some
so.
definitely like
Yeah.
pretty dorky moves
Oh, yeah,
in there,
100%.
but
But
it
it's
was overall,
2003. Like,
Yeah.
it would have been good for 2003, right? Right?
Maybe. Who knows?
I don't
There's
really-
just some moves like pretending to shoot the basketball as a.
We were
As,
like,
I was just like, dude, I can't believe Jessica Alba posted cringe like that.
Oh man. So like what so the thing is like I don't know much about dancing. I don't think I'm a very dancing person. I don't really dance.
Call me Ted.
Yeah.
because I'm dancing.
And like I don't know when I'm looking at this if it's good or not. I'll be honest, all of the dancing kind of looked the same to me.
Okay.
It was pretty much all the same thing.
Okay.
But like I felt engaged by this movie for some reason, and it was just like kind of cute.
It's just because
and
it has
fun.
had something else to offer. I think it's probably the same reason Black Swan's good, is because it had a secondary thing to offer besides the dance.
I would hardly compare this movie to Black Swan.
You're right. It's so much better.
No, I mean, like, it had like a cute like plot going on, and
Pretty generic, albeit.
really, really generic. Like literally one of the two stories.
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do? There are only two stories that can be told through
Yeah.
film. So
I think some of the better stuff was like when she like there was because she's kind of getting involved with the barbershop guy.
Yeah.
Because he's just like a good dude and like owns a barbershop and is just like super nice.
and owns like maybe 15 different NBA jerseys.
Yeah, he wears a lot of them. But then like Lil Romeo's like older brother is like not a cool guy and is
Yeah.
getting Lil Romeo to like go and like steal stuff from people and stuff. And Lil Romeo goes to jail.
Yeah. And he becomes a hardened criminal.
Yeah. And his like older brother like corners Honey Daniels,
Yeah.
Jessica Alba, and starts like yelling in her face. It's like, don't do that to Jessica Alba. Like, I'm not okay with this.
Dude, Avery tried to punch the TV. I had to hold
I
him back.
punched the TV. And but yeah, then I forget the barbershop guy comes and like there was some like conflict here and there.
Yeah.
Like,
And then, there was also the sleazy director tries to make a pass at her and then fucking wrecks her shit and like just destroys her career for really
like-
untalented lady from the club.
yeah, it
Another
was
lady
like
from the
so
club.
bad. And Missy Elliott comes in and like that was great, dude.
Yeah.
I love Missy Elliott though. So.
Yeah, she was tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was really good in this too.
Yeah.
And so was Genuine. I mean, like, I was really hoping they would have licensed better songs.
Yeah.
I
They
really
had to-
wanted them to do Pony.
I'm not surprised they didn't play any of like Genuine's like hits because
That's my favorite part. Is there's like a underneath the beat. It's so funny.
that's the pony. Don't do it, cat. Yeah, so the rec center.
Yeah. So the last thing that happens is the rec center gets shut down, and they have to say
predictably.
that,
Yeah. I think like when the sleazy producer guy's just like, you start working for me again and I'll like buy it for you and shit.
yeah.
And she's like, I ain't doing that. And then they have a fundraiser and like 40 people show up.
Yeah. And then they raise $8,500.
Oh, well, no, there's random benefactors
That show
who show up and want to give her money just like conveniently. Like, thank God, right?
Yeah. And then like Missy Elliott shows up and yells at her driver.
Yeah, who looks like Keegan Michael Key.
I think it's like Jordan Peele you're thinking of.
No, I'm thinking of Keegan Michael Key. The guy who isn't as famous.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Dude,
well, I mean,
Mr.
like,
Key, sir.
no, I mean, like, what? Because Jordan Peele directs movies and stuff now. I'm
Yeah.
thinking of Keegan Michael Key.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, who was like, and like on their skit show and like hasn't. I mean, he's probably been in some movies.
Yeah,
and
he's
stuff.
been in a couple bad rom-coms.
Yeah.
Not to brag or anything, but I've seen him.
Nice.
But yeah, so they do a dance and Lil Romeo comes and he's like, I'm going to teach them all the good moves. It is really funny because
Yeah.
they're like, all right, show it to me. And it's like 10 seconds of dancing. And I'm like, you do not have enough content.
You guys don't have enough material. Like, it's so funny.
almost
And they're all like, yeah.
What,
so
like, what
funny.
if we released, I don't know, a 3-second podcast of punching sounds?
Or like, imagine something like that happen. It'd just be insane. Like, totally nuts.
But yeah, that's Honey. I mean, there's nothing more
There's
to
really
it.
not much more to it. Yeah.
Honey is...
I think we could. It stands to be mentioned the camera work. It seems very clear to me that they hired someone as cinematographer who just did music videos because the entire movie is shot like a music video.
Oh, absolutely.
Which like rolls in really well with like the premise of the movie. So like it worked.
Yeah, it did.
It worked.
It's noticeable, but not something I ding the movie on. You know what I mean?
No, not at all. Honestly, I think it was one of the movie's strengths. Like, honestly, like, I think it worked really well for the style that they were going for. And there were a couple like really fun, like whip pans and stuff. Like when they're all at the bar and Jessica Alba and all her friends and like somebody walks in and they're like, oh my God. And it like whip pans over to him. And it's like Nelly or someone or Teardrop or who's the girl? Tweety.
Tweet.
Yeah. And so.
I taught Putty Cat.
Oh, right here. Here he is.
There he is. He's a baby.
Down. Let me run around. But but yeah, so that's
Honey.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I forgot the title.
We'll remember once we watch the other two Honeys.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, that's how it's happening. So the character's name is Honey, but I don't think Jessica Alba is in the second or the third one.
She's not.
So did that recast?
It's about her daughter, and then the third one, her granddaughter.
Are you serious?
No.
Oh, damn.
It's like a multi-generational tale.
Yeah, Honey is not a great title for this. It should have been like Save the Dance or something like that.
Or
Break Dance to Save the Rec Center.
or Movie Type 2.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Should we get into our final segment?
Yeah, let's do it. We're rating Honey.
Yep. 5 words. Rating out of 10. What do you recommend?
All right, sounds
Rap.
good. All right. All right. Mine is only 2 types of movies.
Okay.
There's only 2 types, Bible and Saving the Rec Center with the breakdance.
Yeah.
And this one was the second one, the Save the Rec Center one with dance. I got more enjoyment out of this movie than I thought I was going to, and it was also mercifully short.
Oh, it was very short.
I think if it was any longer, I probably would have overstayed its welcome. I was getting a little bored of it towards the end.
Totally.
But there was some like fun stuff, like some goofy early 2000s fashion that was kind of fun to laugh at because they look ridiculous.
She had like Bonjour written on her ass and like Ed Hardy font.
And like her bell-bottom jeans was like,
just
oh my God, dude.
Like, more than you'd expect at the bottom of the jeans.
Yeah, they were really wide bell bottoms. This was like a very high concentration of trendy early 2000s fashion.
2003, baby.
Yeah, and so like, but everything. I mean, this movie was so inoffensive and just kind of cute, and like the cute kids. The dancing, I guess, was pretty good. I don't know. I really don't know definitively whether or not it was good, but it was the focus of the movie, and they were pretty proud of it. So it kind of seemed like it was. Jessica Alba is an absolute dweeb. But this movie gets a healthy, I don't know. I don't even know how to rate this because I think objectively it's not a very good movie.
No.
I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10.
All right.
And the only reason it doesn't get like a 1 for me is because I did get some modicum of enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I would say don't watch this. But yeah, go ahead.
All right. My 5 words are, they made a Bible movie?
Damn.
Because
the Bible. That's going to be, get ready for that trilogy directed by Peter Jackson.
Damn. They're just, well, what they're going to do is they're going to do like the second book of the Bible.
There was a second one?
Everyone's going to love it. And then they're going to make Genesis and it's going to suck, but they're going to make it 10 parts.
Yeah.
So
Genesis.
Honey's not great. The dancing's fine. It's like pretty cringe.
Yeah, it was pretty cringy.
It was pretty cringe. Really glad they saved that rec center. Really hoping that the second movie brings a little more to the stakes. Maybe they have to save 2 rec centers.
The second one's just going to be the Bible.
Damn. Well, it's the second book of the Bible, which is all about saving rec centers.
Rec centers, yeah.
In case you weren't aware. Yeah, this movie gets a 3. Watch it. Watch all 3 of them.
Yeah,
Let us know how the next 2 are.
We're all in quarantine sort of still.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, there you go. So that was for the story. We watched ridiculous. What are we doing? We watched Honey, dude. Like, I didn't even know this movie existed.
You put it on.
Dude, I can't believe you wrote and directed and starred in this movie.
I am Jessica Alba. Can you put featuring Jessica Alba in
oh my God, yes.
in the title?
I can. We can just lie about that shit. Who cares?
Yeah,
who listens? Nobody listens to us.
Well, okay. Our 25
She's here.
listeners.
It's me, Jessica Alba.
I was recently filming Spy Kids 5 with Robert Rodriguez here
That's
in
right.
Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas. I'm here with Robert Rodriguez. Hey, I'm Robert Rodriguez, and I would like to say thank you so much, everyone, for coming out to. I have no idea what he sounds like, but it's probably
You
something
were going
like that.
for it. I'm proud. Damn.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you for Robert Rodriguez and Jessica Alba, everyone. Wrong one. You're not funny.
Fuck you, Robert Rodriguez. You're not funny. All right. Well, we will catch you guys next week. I think we're going to bring you some new movies.
That's right. There's some actual new movies that are coming out.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about those, and I'm sure something really fucking
And it's
stupid.
a surprise. No, just kidding. There's only one new movie coming
it's
out.
Wonder Woman
so you know what we're going to be talking about. But yeah, we got some other stuff that we're going to attach to that as well. But thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll talk to you all next time. We love you so much. Goodbye.